Hello, good evening. My name is Emily Marquez, and I will be presenting today on the Yellow Cab business proposal. We are Team F, and my colleagues are Brittany Ortega, Alma Solis, and Jasandeep Guman. So, what we discovered during our research were several reasons why Yellow Cab has had a decline in business. We did some survey results, and the consumers chose Uber over Lyft over convenience. Another factor that came into play were driver personalities. We found that yellow cab regulations are hindering business, and that's causing a decline in revenue. And lastly, promotions and customer loyalty rewards are hard to find. I will be discussing the convenience and technology portion and also the driver personality. So Yellow Cab must keep up with technology. They do have an app that allows you to call for a Yellow Cab, but prior to this research, I had no idea that this app even existed. Yellow Cab fails to supersede what Lyft and Uber currently have. I believe that they should increase their marketing. I think they should do a huge blast on social media using Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any other applications out there where people are on a normal basis. According to Pew Research, the vast majority of Americans, about 77%, now own a cell phone of some type. So our society, they're consumed with their cell phones, and I think it's so important to have, apps for all these types of services that we offer, and for Yellow Cab to make that app more aware for people to know about it. Convenience and time is key in our society, and Lyft and Uber have managed to offer quick and convenient rides at a fair cost. So they've been able to take over the market with how they are managing their car driving services. And like I said before, prior to this research, I didn't even know that the Yellow Cab had an app. So I think that they would greatly benefit from doing a huge social media blast. Next are the driver personalities. I think this plays a huge role in whether or not you want to get into a car with somebody. I've drove in plenty of yellow cabs before, and the drivers, I've had rude drivers, I've had drivers that wouldn't speak, and I've had some nice drivers. It's hit or miss. Every Lyft driver or Uber driver I've been in have been extremely nice. They would offer the aux cord to put my own music on. They have chargers for your phones. Some have water, chips, gum. Just so the difference in getting in a yellow cab versus a Lyft is, I would say that the personalities and the amenities that they offer in their cars they supersede what yellow cab is doing. So I think yellow cab would benefit from trying to start offering these types of things, and also maybe implement some customer service courses or ask their drivers to engage more with the customers. So having a rapport with your customers that would make them want to call you again to have a yellow cab pick them up versus an Uber or Lyft. And so now I'm going to pass it on to one of my colleagues for their portion of the presentation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alma Ortiz, and I'll be talking about our high concept pitch. We want to have yellow cabs more involved and motivated to take back the market. Keep loyal customers satisfied. Keeping them satisfied will open doors for new customers and bringing younger clients. Our major focus here is the younger generation. It's the younger generation since they are the upcoming generation, and since they are the ones using mostly Uber and Lyft, we want them to not put aside yellow cabs because yellow cabs have been in the market for so long and so many generations have been using them. For our pitch, we came up with want to feel like Julia Roberts, catch a ride in New York City, and come enjoy a ride with Yellow Cab. It will make you feel like a superstar. I am saying this because not only because back in the days, people went to places like New York City, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Diego, not only to visit the place, but to have that touristic experience that you see in everyday TVs, movies, and commercials and stuff like that. By keeping yellow cabs in the market, we came up with social media. Social media is one of the biggest influencers in our lifetime, and if we come up with commercials involving millennials, just as like all the younger generations, we'll bring a bigger market to yellow cabs because people tend to gravitate to things that they see and things that they feel that they need. And a lot of the clients for yellow cabs are from the older generations, since they're not used to using apps or even just clicking on that number to bring in a Lyft driver or an Uber driver. We also want to offer benefits to your customers and new customers. Say you bring in a new customer, we want to offer discounts for those who recommend using a yellow cab, and then maybe inputting snacks and music and actually having a good conversation with the yellow cab driver would make you feel important, and you want to feel safe, mostly safe because you don't know who the driver is, but you want to feel in a place where you have the ability to talk to your driver, to have a conversation with them, to interact with them. So if we bring in all those things into yellow cab, their market would boost up. And I know a lot of Ubers and Lyfts, they have all of this, but if we input this and we strive for more, just adding discounts, maybe a gift card for a gift card that for the amount of rides that you've taken with yellow cab, and also giving free rides after a certain amount of rides would also boost the market for yellow cabs. So in conclusion, for our conclusion, I'll pass it out to the next student.
Okay, hi, my name's Jason.
I don't fucking care.
Hi, my name's Jason. I'm from Group F. I'll be covering the middle portion of this video. Our group decided to tackle the issue of ride-hailing apps. Basically, Yellow Cab Company is located in New York City, and they were affected by Uber and Lyft, these ride-based apps that are on our smartphones. So if a person were to look down a busy street, the prominent taxi and transportation service of the city, nowadays we still see a familiar sight, but there's an ominous feeling among taxi drivers. Yellow Cab Company is one of these prominent companies that exist in New York City. So they're under the watch of New York City Taxi and Limousine Commission, and Yellow Cab Taxi Company is one of the companies that are under this oversight. And the Taxi and Limousine Commission's duty is to regulate the taxi cars that are allowed to operate in their city. Each taxi that drives in New York needs a medallion issued to them. Requiring medallions ensures that there is not an overflow of taxis on the road. Uber and Lyft are not subjected to the same regulations because they're not identified as taxi services, as being hailed on the streets. They're more of a networking company. So their way to evade these regulations is to say that we're not a ride-hailing company, we are just a networking company. So the Taxi and Limousine Commission's goal is to ensure the workers have livable wages and helping control city traffic. This was undermined by this ride-yielding apps. The companies use this space to evade long-enforced laws and to evade taxes. So both of the workers lose out on this, the taxi companies lose out, and the city loses out on taxes. This large disruption and following decimation of the taxi industry has earned the hatred of taxi owners. These taxi owners have been in New York for a long time, and this medallion necessity or requirement has driven this industry to the success that it had previously. Allowing Uber and Lyft to take over the industry basically destroys living wages, and it destroys this industry, so people can't really work as a taxi driver and make a good living like they used to. So these regulations set by the Limousine Commission helped ensure the taxi industry would thrive, and this was also what led to the taxi decline, since drivers saw no competition. They didn't perceive that they had to be nice to their customers, so their customer service wasn't that great. The ability of a person to hail an app that would allow the passenger to rate the driver guaranteed better customer relations. Evading these regulations would cause the driver's wages to decline and increase city traffic congestion. So overall, if the taxi companies want to be able to compete with these guys, they're going to have to get rid of the medallions. And an outcome of this is that the wages will decline. There is no way to go back to what it used to be. It's going to be hard to make a living being a taxi driver because the competition doesn't require medallions. There's going to be an influx of taxi drivers and people who are driving for lower wages. So the more people you have driving for Uber or for Lyft, there's going to be less money that goes in each person's pocket because there's more drivers on the streets now. So a way for the taxi industry to combat this, and for the cities too, because this is affecting everyone, is to make these companies follow the regulations that the taxi companies have set previously. So we recommend that Yellow Cab Company gets together with the Taxi and Limousine Commission and they get petitions together to make these companies follow the laws and the regulations that they had set previously. Thank you.